Hello everyone, Mrs. Roberts-Bray, your favorite elementary librarian, back with you again today for our home edition of Library News, episode 5. We are coming to you on this Tuesday afternoon. It's kind of gloomy outside and looks like it's going to be raining a little bit. I missed that warm weather from this weekend. How about you? Did you get a chance to get outside? I know we did, and it was wonderful. But today, let's get focused on literacy. I have some books to talk about and some great other things to share with you, so let's get started. First, I want to share, of course, the book that I am reading. I just started A Good Kind of Trouble, written by Lisa Moore Ramey, and this is definitely an upper elementary middle school book. It is about for more middle grade, 4th and 5th grade students. It's one that I actually picked up at the book fair in Red Granite a couple months ago when we had that during parent-teacher conferences. So I just started it a couple days ago, but it is a great story about Shayla and her friends in 7th grade and kind of trying to maneuver life and figure out a little bit about what it means to find yourself and find what you're passionate about and to stand up for others who maybe can't or maybe are struggling a little bit. And so really trying to find that balance about what you're passionate about, but really maybe about what the world is telling you that you should be passionate about, because it keeps coming to you and keeps some sort of tugging on your heart, so to speak. So Shayla has to find that balance. So far it's pretty good. It's interesting. On the very second page, she gets paired with a boy who she is terrified of for her science lab partner. And it's really interesting to see how their relationship goes from sort of bully to the Shayla who is pretty terrified of him to something a little bit different. Not romantic, let's get that out of the way there, but really a little bit more of a friendship and an understanding of really where they're coming from. So having some empathy for someone else is a great part of the story. So I can't wait to continue to read this and talk to you about it and see where Shayla goes on her journey. So normally the second thing I would talk to you about during our Library News Home Edition is some kind of online resource that I want to share with you. I don't have one of those today because I want to take this time and talk about what we talked about last week during this time. Last week at this time, we talked about book spine poetry and how creating a book spine poem is where you take the books, you turn them on the side, and you really look at the title of the book and you come up with sort of a theme and you create your poem with the titles of the book that you see on the book spines. I had my example for you and I asked you and sort of challenged you to create your own book spine poems. And I had several students who created those and shared them with me. So I would like to share those with you now because I'm super excited that as we celebrate April being Poetry Month, that we can continue to recognize and celebrate poetry. So here, I'm going to share those with you now. Great job, everyone. I love all of those beautiful poems that you were able to create and share with me. If you have more that you haven't shared with me yet, but you would like to continue to create some more book spine poems, you definitely can send those to me. Email them to me or have your parents message them to me, however that works for you. But my email is available and you can definitely send those to me and I'll include them in our next edition of Library News. If you're just tuning into Library News episode 5 today and you have no idea what I'm talking about when I talk about book spine poetry, go back and watch episode 4. That'll explain everything. And then create your own book spine poem to share as we celebrate April being Poetry Month. So the last thing I want to talk a little bit about today are some books to do for our Read Aloud. And this is a series that I have. It started with a picture book called Princess Truly in I Am Truly. And it is written by Kelly Grenewald and illustrated by Amara Rauscher. And this was the first one that they published together. And it is about a girl named Truly. And it's a little bit about her coming into her own and understanding how her hair poofs sort of have magical powers. Because in the second book, we come to Princess Truly in My Magical Sparkling Curls, and she understands a little bit more about her hair and that special skill that they have to sort of create some magic. The author and the illustrator have been working together also to create an early reader chapter book series. And this is the first one in the series, Princess Truly, I Am a Supergirl. And again, this is the first one published by Scholastic. And then there are two more. The second one is Off I Go, and the third one is I Can Build It. And I Can Build It just came out this month, March 6th or 7th, I think. And Off I Go came out last November, I believe. So these are some of those that they're also creating. Some of those early readers, still a little bit of nice illustrations to include with that, but more text in the story for the early readers to be able to read and continue on with the story. So I am actually going to read aloud to you today the first one of I Am Truly. Again, it is written by Kelly Grenewalt and illustrated by Amara Rasher, and it is published with permission by Scholastic. I am Truly. I like frogs and the color blue. I can climb trees and I can be a rock star too. I can run fast and build tall towers. I am a superhero with magical powers. All right, who can tell me now what kind of book is it? A rhyming book. You're right, I've heard some rhymes so far. I am smart. I am studious. And I am a high achiever. I am strong. I am skillful. I am a born leader. I can sail the seas on a little boat. I can eat every bite of a root beer float. Oh, I love root beer floats. Anybody else? Those are a good treat in the summer. I can tie my own shoes. I can find treasure with clues. I am clever. I am curious. I am an engineer. Remember, an engineer is somebody who can build and construct things. I am confident. I am courageous. I am a volunteer. I can fly to the moon. Can she really fly to the moon? Probably not. But she has the confidence to believe she can. And dance on the stars. I can tame wild lions and race fast cars. I can swim like a fish. I can shoot and swish. I am funny. I'm flexible. I am an entertainer. I am focused. I am fierce. I am a dinosaur trainer. I can grow purple grapes. I can create amazing shapes. I can feed hungry bunnies crunching carrots. I can learn Japanese and teach it to parrots. I am Truly. Watch me soar. I am small but mighty. Hear me roar! I can do anything I set my mind to. Do you know that you can do all these things too? Because you are truly fabulous. So I love this story because the little girl's name is Truly, but right there at the end, they've used that name and that word a little bit different. Like, you are truly fabulous, meaning you really are fabulous. Because again, maybe she's not really walking on the stars and things, but having that confidence to try anything, to try something new, to really make sure that you have all those different components of you, all those things that make you sparkle and that make you special, is a wonderful story that we really can learn from truly. And again, this is definitely a series. It has the 2 picture books and then so far the 3 early reader chapter books. Okay, so this episode of Library News from Home is the only episode this week because my student friends don't have school on Thursday and Friday this week, most of us. So this will be our only episode of Library News this week, but I will be back next week Tuesday for episode 6 of Library News. And this is going to be a very special episode because I am going to have a special guest. There will be someone who will be reading aloud with me and who will be talking a little bit about some of the resources that I'm going to share with you. And she's going to be our special guest. So stay tuned to see who our surprise special guest is. Have a wonderful weekend, my friends, and I will see you next week, Tuesday.